What's going on, my friend? Ontarian Hawkins here. I am the passive income guru. So I want to share something that is going to be revolutionary here in the next umpteen years. I've come across a very, very intelligent cryptocurrency software that trades most of the major cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. Now, the great thing about this opportunity is it's passive, it's hands-free. You set it up one time and you're done. And you can literally earn cryptocurrency, passive income, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and watch your money grow. Now, the other great thing about this is you have complete control of your money. You don't have to worry about anyone running off with your money. You can withdraw your money anytime, and it's very, 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 very versatile. So I want you to imagine a opportunity like no other. Also imagine if you were one of the first investors of Bitcoin. Think about that. Think about that. If you were one of the first investors in Bitcoin, my friend, you are very privileged right now because you're one of the first. Well, you're one of the first, especially if you're in the United States of America, to hear about this revolutionary piece of software. So I'm going to let the presentation do the talking for me. Sit back, relax, enjoy this. I know you're going to be excited afterwards, and I know after you see this presentation, you're going to be ready to sign up right away. So what I want you to do is, after you finish watching, get back to me as soon as you can. You may have to book a time on my calendar to get with me. That's fine. I want to help you get set up as soon as possible. Now, there's a couple of things that you're going to want to have in place to get this, to expedite, you getting set up. But we'll talk about that. I'll talk about that in another video. All right. So I just want to get you to this presentation as soon as I can. That way you can get more information about what this is all about. And again, congratulations. You are one of the first to hear about this powerful technology that has been producing phenomenal results. I've only been using it for a few days and I'm blown away. Okay. So what I'm going to do is leave some information below this video. I'm going to leave a link to connect with me on Facebook. Make sure you add me as a friend. Make sure you send me a message. And I'm also going to leave a link below for you to set up a time to speak with me. So that way we can get you started as soon as possible. Okay. All right. Enjoy this presentation. Talk soon.
Okay, welcome everyone. As we get started tonight on today's training, I want to start with asking you to close your eyes for a moment, because I'm going to take you on a quick journey down memory lane. I want you to imagine for a moment that you could travel back in time to 2009, when you could have purchased Bitcoin for less than 1 cent. Okay, maybe that's too much of a stretch of the imagination. So keep your eyes closed and imagine this. Imagine if you could have traveled back in time to 2012, at the beginning of President Obama's first term in office, when you could have bought Bitcoin for $4.50. Still too much of a stretch? Well, how about this? What about if you could travel back in time to 2017, January 2017, the beginning of President Trump's term in office, when you could have bought Bitcoin for less than $1,000? How about we travel not too long ago, January 2021, the beginning of President Biden's term in office, when you could have bought Bitcoin for less than $30,000. My question to you is this: would you have bought at any of those times? Here's what I know. If you are not in the financial situation that you want to be in right now, if you are not a millionaire, if you are not a millionaire, multimillionaire, it is not because of lack of opportunities, because I just shared opportunities with you that could have made all of us multi-millionaires many times over. I could have bought Bitcoin in 2009 for less than a cent, but I didn't. I let that opportunity pass me by. I could have bought Bitcoin in 2012 for $4.50, but I didn't. Once again, like most people, I let that opportunity pass me by. If your eyes are still closed, I want you to open your eyes, because I want you to write something down for me. If you want to take away one thing from this training today, let it be this: what I'm about to share with you. Get a pen and paper. I want you to write down this word, and the word is poor. P-O-O-R. Today, I'm going to give you the definition of poor, and here it is. Poor, P-O-O-R. Passing over opportunities regularly. Now let that sink in for a moment. Let me say it again. Definition of poor, P-O-O-R. Passing over opportunities regularly. Michael Jordan, the greatest to have ever played the game of basketball, he once said, I missed 100% of the shots that I never took. Wayne Gretzky, the greatest to have ever played the game of hockey, he once said, I skate to where the puck is going, not to where it's been. On today's training, you are going to get the opportunity to take your shot. On today's training, you are going to get the opportunity to find out about the history of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and where it's going in the future. Every single person within the sound of my voice, you have an unprecedented opportunity right in front of you, because you, yes, you are in the right place at the right time. Because this technology, it is just in its infancy. It's just a little baby. And you have the opportunity to water it and nurture it and watch it grow. So my last question to you is this: are you going to take the opportunity that's going to be presented to you today? Or are you going to continue to be poor? And as you consider that, let us get into what we're going to talk about tonight as far as the training goes. But before that, let's get into the legalities. You understand that we are not financial advisors, and all the information presented here is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for financial investment advice. Should you decide to act upon the information that you receive in this presentation, you do so at your own risk. The presenter is not employed by the company, nor is he or she a financial advisor unless shared. All the presenter's opinions are their own and do not constitute financial advice in any way. Past results are not indicative of future results. It is strongly recommended that you speak with a qualified financial advisor prior to making any financial decisions. Having said that, let me introduce you to the person that's going to be sharing this opportunity with you tonight. My friend, my business partner. His background is in sales, in the automotive business. He has taken small dealerships, mom and pop dealerships, and he has built them up into large luxury dealerships. He's a business consultant. He was one of the founders of the Les Brown Institute, which is where we met. But as far as I'm concerned, his greatest accomplishment is a family man. He's been married to his beautiful wife, Lisa, for over 22 years, and he has 5 amazing children. Let me introduce you to my friend, my business partner, David Charles.
And the crowd goes wild. Thank you so much, Cliff. I appreciate that amazing introduction. Thank you so much. And thank you for the 37 people that are on the call with us this evening. I promise you that over the next few minutes, if this is your first time that you've heard this story or you've heard this presentation, we're going to share something with you that can absolutely be life-changing. And Cliff, I really appreciate your introduction and your opening this evening, because that's so true. You know, in fact, you and I sat in Les Brown Institute back in 2017, and we had conversations about crypto. And we're here today because we didn't make certain decisions back in 2017. And we know some people that did, and we know that their financial situation today is much different. And so we're privileged and we're honored. I'm honored to be able to share with you some things that honestly, I am very, very confident can be life-changing for you. So what we're going to cover this evening, we've got 2 parts. The first part is we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. So obviously you're here to talk about crypto and how it can be beneficial to you. So we're going to cover the basics for those of you who are brand new to crypto. We're going to talk about the future of crypto. We're going to talk about why there are some obstacles for new investors to get involved. We're going to introduce you to the reason why you're here today, something called Matt AI Bot. And then we're going to talk about some member results, maybe even get some testimonials from some members that are currently using the bot. And then we're going to talk about how you can get started. If this makes sense for you and you want to take advantage of the opportunity that's being presented today and not get passed over, then we're going to tell you how to take advantage of that. And then we're going to stop for a moment and we're going to do Q&A. So hopefully there's some questions that come up. No questions are bad questions. So we'll take whatever questions come up from our discussion here today. And then in part 2, we're going to talk about how we 10X. So this is 10X crypto traders. We're all about taking an opportunity and not just making the most of it, but really 10Xing that opportunity. And so we'll talk about how you can do that with one other aspect or one other component of the presentation that we make today. So a little bit about the company that we're going to talk about, Matt International. It's a company that was founded back in 2007, some of the top technical trading experts in the world, with a focus on Forex, foreign exchange, and recently made the transition into the crypto space. And as a result, they launched Matt AI Bot in January of 2021. The bot perfectly combines the industry experts' market logic with blockchain AI technology, and it integrates with the client's exchange through a simple API. And it executes trades by the millisecond for users 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now that might sound like a mouthful, and if this is the first time you're hearing it, we'll make that make a lot more sense to you in just a minute. But I want to take a moment and acknowledge the 3 types of people that are likely here with us this evening. The first one is that you're not a crypto investor. You've never invested in cryptocurrency. Certainly you've heard about it, but for whatever one reason or another, you just never made the leap into it. The next one might be a novice crypto investor. You're probably a lot like me, where maybe you've bought a couple coins, you've got a Robinhood account or some other account, and you've picked up a couple coins along the way because it just seems like it makes sense to do it. But you're not really sure about how to create passive income or long-term wealth, and you know that other people are doing that with crypto. And then the third type of person on the call with us this evening is likely an advanced crypto investor. You're probably the smallest in the group, but you're confidently trading and or holding crypto currently. And that's hodling is a term that an advanced crypto investor would be familiar with. So that's not a misspelling. All right, so a little bit on the background. If this is all brand new to you, we're gonna cover some basics. If you're a more advanced investor, then this is gonna be a little bit of a bore, but hang tight for a couple of slides and we'll get into the good stuff. So blockchain and cryptocurrency kind of go hand in hand. Blockchain, if you don't understand what it is, it's simply a way of recording information. Think of it as a database that's impossible to change, cheat, or hack. And crypto is built on this blockchain. And so crypto, unlike regular paper money, is all digital, has no physical form, and it's essentially a set of data that's secured by something called cryptography, which is where we get the term cryptocurrency. So I'm not going to go super deep into the history of blockchain and cryptocurrency, but I want to lay the foundation for where we are. Today, we're here to talk about the opportunity as it pertains to crypto. So it's slowly gained prominence and respectability, and slowly might not necessarily be applicable to what we're seeing today. It's all over the news. Today, it can be used for a variety of transactions, investing, startups, purchasing consumer goods, so forth and so on. You might not know this or recognize this, but the age of crypto is here, so much so that there are over 200,000 companies currently today in some form or another that are accepting or using cryptocurrency. Many of the names on this screen, if not all of these names, you're likely familiar with, including companies like Tesla, who recently invested $1.4 billion into their corporate portfolio in Bitcoin, and recently started accepting Bitcoin on their platforms. You can actually buy a brand new Tesla right on their website from your Bitcoin exchange account. And then PayPal recently made big news with changes on their platform accepting various forms of cryptocurrency, and Visa and so forth and so on and so on. So that tells us, if you've been paying attention at all to what's happening in the news, you know that there is a crypto revolution happening. I'm not going to read all of these snippets from articles, but you see things like this all the time. Institutional investors accelerate crypto adoption, 38,000%, 3,800% increase, digital gold. All of these things are happening. I want to touch on the global institutional investors. Part of the shift that happened, so Cliff mentioned that when President Biden came into office in January, there was still an opportunity that just that recently to buy cryptocurrency, to buy Bitcoin at a place where it would have made a significant difference in your financial situation had you been an investor at that point. Today, institutional investors are getting into the crypto space by the dozens, by the hundreds, by the thousands, and in big ways and in big monies. Institutional investors we refer to as people that are normally investing in pensions and hedge funds and endowment funds. They normally invest in things like stocks and commodities and real estate. Today, they are looking heavily at the cryptocurrency space. And one of those reasons, and you're likely aware more of Bitcoin than of any other cryptocurrency, and that's because of what Bitcoin has done. It's been astronomical in its growth over the last 8 years, 193,000% in growth, translated to 100,000 plus Bitcoin millionaires. And guys, we are just at the beginning. I don't know how many of you remember the early age of the internet when AOL and dial-up was around. Well, where we are in cryptocurrency today is like the AOL of the internet. We're very much at the beginning. So as impressive as these numbers are, what Bitcoin has done is laid the foundation for cryptocurrency. It has already proven itself and turned people into multimillionaires. In addition to Bitcoin, what we also have in the cryptocurrency space is something called altcoins. Altcoins are essentially anything that's not Bitcoin, an alternative currency to Bitcoin. And these are on the rise. Their upward price trajectory is seen in coins like Ethereum, names that you might recognize, Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, Cardano. You can see the percentages of rise, but I want to show you what that actually looks like. So we just showed you the impressive run of Bitcoin. But if you look at this particular screen, Bitcoin is this black line down here. What you're looking at is the top 50 cryptocurrencies in the last 90 days and their performance as it relates to Bitcoin. So even though Bitcoin has been an amazing performer, there is gold in cryptocurrency because there are 45 or so cryptocurrencies that have outperformed and consistently outperformed Bitcoin. So we know that there are riches in the niches because there are multiples to be made in the altcoin space. With all that being said, it's estimated that only 10% of Americans own crypto, while 55% of Americans own stocks. With all the proof that Bitcoin has already laid, how is it that only 10% of us are involved in this space. And what can we do about that? And that's why we're here today. Here's some of the reasons why that 10% number exists, is that as of today, investing in crypto can be intimidating. Some of the common challenges and hurdles are, how do I open an exchange? Buying cryptocurrency is not like walking into a bank and opening an account. There isn't a person to meet. There's not somebody to hand $100 to and hand you back a debit card. It's a different process. And if you're unfamiliar with it, it can feel intimidating. And then once you're in, how do you know what coins to choose? Today, where there once was just Bitcoin, there are over 7,000 cryptocurrencies. So how do you know which ones are good investment choices for you? And then how do you choose a profitable trading strategy? How do you know how to win? If you're going to get into this space, what do you do next? So investing in crypto can also be daunting, because if you've ever seen somebody that's a day trader with all the screens and monitors, they're looking for opportunities to come in and out of the market. They're looking for opportunities to win and maximize their earnings. But you have to be able to navigate these platforms, understand the terminology and understand the technology, and then have enough information in order to maximize your profits and minimize your losses. And these are all huge obstacles and hurdles for people who are simply unfamiliar with the space. So it's my pleasure to introduce you. If this is your first time seeing MattBot AI, welcome to the future of cryptocurrency trading. This is an automated crypto trading platform that is ideal for new traders and perfect for advanced traders. How do I know it's ideal for new traders? Because we've seen brand new people that have never traded stocks or any type of investment vehicle use MattBot AI and begin to start trading and earning money day after day after day. So here's what MattBot is all about. We talked about the intimidation and the dauntingness of investing in cryptocurrency. Well, MattBot makes investing in crypto simple, puts you in control, giving you consistent, profitable returns. Here's the most important thing that you should know about MattBot AI, is that every single day, every moment of the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, MattBot AI is working for us, working for you to bring you back profitable returns. And it only ever does that. It's programmed to do one thing and one thing only, and that is make you money. And it does that day in and day out. On the left side of the screen, you're seeing an example of what we get to look at in our ledger as Matt is making trades and the accumulation of those trades. And we'll get into that in just a minute. Matt also allows you to trade crypto confidently. So we talked just a minute ago about the obstacles, the hurdles to getting involved in crypto. How do you make certain decisions? How do you make certain choices about your coins? What's your strategy? How do you get in? How do you get out? How do you maximize your profit? Well, Matt AI was designed to help answer those questions for the average person. What I absolutely love about Matt AI is that the average person can put this tool to work for them and come out a winner without having to study for weeks or months or even years how the market works, what different coins are, what their use cases are, reading white papers and so forth. You can simply hire Matt, a bot that works for you 24 hours a day, and trade confidently. And in doing so, what you're doing is building passive income. As I already mentioned, day after day after day, Matt's job is to look for opportunities to make profits for you. And he delivers those profits, and we can see those on a ledger. And the beautiful thing about that is that we're going to talk about compounding earnings. What happens when you're earning additional money? You see new money coming into your account every single day. What happens next month, and the month after that, and the month after that? You're in a position now where you have extraordinary high growth potential, because now your money is working for you. Your money is making money. It's not you getting up and getting a second job. It's not you going out and putting out your hard labor. Your money is being put to work, and it's working for you. So a little bit more about Matt. Here's an inside look at the coin screen. So what you're looking at here is how we can manage and manipulate Matt AI to work for us. It's a super easy to use and very easy to customize. Again, this is perfect for beginners, and it's also loved by professionals. It's perfect for beginners because there's not a lot that you have to do here. We help you set up Matt when you get started, help you choose your coins, and the company provides some parameters that are recommended for beginners to get started. you can absolutely set that up and pretty much leave it alone, set it and forget it, and Matt goes to work for you. If you have some experience or you're a little bit more of a risk taker, you'll love the fact that Matt allows you to manipulate some of these parameters so that you can have a little more aggressive strategy or more conservative strategy as you're watching the market move. You don't have to do that. You can simply set it and forget it if you're a brand new investor or you have complete control over your investment strategy. Also, the reason why this is fantastic for beginners, and one of the things I love about it, is that you get to see your coins at a glance. I don't know if you guys have ever been on an exchange. You can think about the candlesticks on the stock market or on a trader screen, all the graphs and all the different things that you've got to look at. What Matt delivers to us here in this dashboard is a real-time trading portfolio, real-time look at your portfolio. You can see the coins that you're trading. These coins are a choice that you make. Matt doesn't choose the coins for you. You choose them, and we can certainly help you make those decisions. You can choose to come in and out of coins as you choose to, and you can always see what your position is at any given time, what your position in gain or loss is at that moment, how many coins you hold, what your profit and loss is. So I'm going to take a moment here to talk about something that might have drawn your attention, and that's all the red that you see on this screen. So we intentionally chose this image, and we didn't want to mislead you into thinking that it's always green. The reason why we get excited when we see red, and today is one of those days, for those of you who are using Matt, today is a very red day. The market has been down significantly today. And most of us are excited about that because we understand how Matt works. So let me let you in on how it works. One of the strategies that Matt uses is something called martingale. And if you're familiar with martingale is essentially a strategy where it recognizes dips in the market. It recognizes that you win when you buy low and you sell high. You win when you buy low. You recognize the winnings when you sell high. And so Matt is programmed to look for those opportunities to come in at those low points, like today, where the market drops. What Matt is doing is taking your exchange account, the reserves in your exchange account, and he's scooping up the deals. Because one thing that we know about the cryptocurrency space and why this is so ideal for a bot is that it's very, very volatile. So whereas today, the market took a huge nosedive, yesterday and the day before, we were seeing record profits coming into our accounts. So it's very, very volatile, and that works well because it gives the bot an opportunity to grab up and scoop up deals and then wait for an opportunity to dump profits back into your account as the market spikes. And as you can see in this screen here, we are all invested in multiple coins. There are over 42 coins available to you through Matt AI. The company has done the research of choosing some of the top coins that are available to be traded and brought 42 or 43 at this point of those coins into the software, and you get to choose from those coins. So that's it at a glance. And the most impressive and my favorite part of Matt AI is the screen that you're looking at here, and that is the e-ledger. And a warning to you, this is addictive. Being able to open your phone every day, sometimes all throughout the day, and see how Matt AI is working for you to deliver profits, it really is addictive. And this is our ledger that we get to look at. We can easily review our daily profits and our cumulative profits. What you're looking at here is an example of the cumulative profits of this account. So you can see every day we go back to the very bottom on the 10th. This account made $1.70, 94 cents, $2.83, $15, and every single day across all the trades it made that day, this is the cumulative profits that MattBot brought back to this account holder. Super exciting stuff. Some other examples of real member results. We're seeing accounts that are trading from somewhere around 1,000, even less, having phenomenal results. We've seen a $500 account turn a 24% profit in 30 days. We've seen members trading hundreds of thousands of dollars and over $1 million and getting absolutely phenomenal results. The one thing that's consistent about the MattBot experience that we've all had is that we've never, ever taken a loss, and we've all made real money at the end of the day. So if you're interested in how to make more money at the end of the day, month, week, and I don't know who isn't, MattBot is the best thing that I could imagine to introduce to you. And so I want to talk for a moment about the power of compounding. We touched on it just a moment earlier. There's a story about the chessboard, about a king who was bored with his games and he wanted a new game. And a mathematician came up with a game of chess. And the king was so impressed with this game and so excited that he offered to reward this mathematician anything he wanted in his entire kingdom. And what he asked for was a grain of rice, and to double that grain of rice on every square on the chessboard. Well, lo and behold, the power of compounding was a lesson for this king. Because by the time you get to the 64th square on this chessboard, simply doubling a grain of rice, you have something like a quadrillion rice grains. This is the power of compounding. And I want to translate that into dollars and cents. So as I mentioned, we have members that are using the MattBot AI with investments as low as $1,000 and all the way into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want us to, as much as we love the daily profits, we love seeing it come in and day out, I want us to take a long-term view and look at what's possible. If you only started with $1,000 initial investing and you assume a 10% monthly return, so we're using what we believe is a conservative number to give you an idea of what's possible. So you take that $1,000 at a 10% monthly return, reinvest it every month. After 12 months, that $1,000 investment turns into somewhere around $3,100. After 24 months, just under $10,000. A $5,000 account after 12 months under the same terms turns into $15,000, and after 24 months, almost $50,000. A $100,000 account, almost $1 million after just 2 years. This is the power of compound earnings month in and month out. And I'm happy to tell you that most of us have seen much better returns than the 10% that we're estimating here. So we're excited that we get to see daily returns. We're excited that we don't have to finagle a piece of software, study the market. We can simply plug it and let it play. And then what's amazing to me is that it's an entree into a space that most of us just don't have access to. We've been sitting on the sidelines watching it go by. So getting started with Matt is very, very easy. The first step is to open your crypto exchange account. And the second step is to connect Matt to that exchange account. We use 2 different exchange accounts. An exchange account is essentially where your cryptocurrency will be held and traded. And the two exchanges that we use are the #1 and #2 exchange in the world. Binance being the #1 exchange in the world. It does on average over $2 trillion a day in trading volume, and Huobi not far behind it. So we're really proud that we connect to the two exchanges that are very, very secure, having an amazing amount of liquidity. And so you set up your exchange, and then you start trading with Matt. And a quick review of what that means to you is that you have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week automated trading bot working for you. The tools are super simple, whether you're a beginner or you're an advanced trader. You get the benefit of daily profits and the ability to track those profits. And most importantly, this is 100% your cryptocurrency and 100% in your control. Your crypto is sitting in an exchange that you open, that you fund, and only you have control of it. And Matt connects to that exchange through an API connection, a software-to-software connection that allows them to talk and allows Matt to do his work for you, but he has no access to your funds and no access to withdraw funds from your account. So this is perfect, whether it's small investments or large investments. And again, that's why we love Matt AI. It levels the playing field for the average person who wants to get involved in crypto, who's seeing crypto on the news, but doesn't know where to begin and doesn't necessarily have the time or even the interest to study all that you would have to study to be proficient at trading. We have members, myself included, who have hired this piece of software, put it to work, and are happy to say that there is more money in our accounts than when we started. And that has been the case every single day. I'm sure that the first question, if this is new to you, is how much this costs. What does Matt cost to do all of these amazing things? Well, that's almost the best part, is that Matt is very, very affordable. It's $150 for a 1-year subscription to Matt AI. When Matt makes trades, and they're always winning trades, Matt takes a 20% profit from those winning trades. That money comes from a separate reserve account because, again, he has no access to your trading account. So we set up a separate small reserve, and he pulls his profits from there. It's $150, and then everything else is taken care of from your trades. And so we're going to pause and jump into our Q&A.
My question would be, how is Matt MI work for me? How is he working for me? Like, how does he choose the trades that I would like to make? That would be my main question. How does it work for me?
Awesome. Excellent question.
Do I have to stay on top of it? Or do I have to stay on top of it and see what he's doing? That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. Matt is a set it and forget it piece of technology. What that means is that the hardest part of using Matt is going to be the hour or so that it takes you to set it up. If you've never owned cryptocurrency before, then there are a few steps that you've got to take to buy your first cryptocurrency. Once you've done that and you've set up your exchange account and you've connected Matt to it and you've chosen the coins that you want to trade, you really never have to come back and change any settings. You're going to want to come back and check on your profits periodically, but you really don't have to do anything. You will need to make some choices about what coins you want to trade, what coins you want to give Matt to trade. And again, we can help you with that. The company provides some parameters and some recommendations, and we have regular trainings. So this is a good part for me to interject that the community element of the 51 people that are on the call with us today is second to none. We have some amazing people, some amazing folks who have been who have been professional traders, who have been trading for a while. I've got to tell you, probably the most amazing thing about today's call is that I don't know anything about cryptocurrency. I was introduced to Matt on the 18th of March. I held a couple of coins prior to that, but this is really all brand new to me. My enthusiasm, my excitement to be here and share this story with you today is because of how amazing and transformative this experience has been, how simple it's been for me and for everybody else that I've seen use Matt to put it to work without a lot of effort on their part. So I hope that answers your question, Angie.
Thank you for sharing, David. Thank you for the transparency and your honesty and about the community and the training. How do we know when you have the training, and how do we know is there that the community that you have to offer to make us comfortable?
Yeah, another great question. So we have a Telegram group where we do a lot of communication all throughout the day. It's probably active right now while we're on the call. Constantly with questions, and team members come in and answer those questions. We also do a training. Peter, who I hope is on the call with us this evening. If Peter, you want to jump in and add a couple of thoughts if you're with us this evening, that'd be amazing. Peter, for example, did an amazing training. So if we go back and look at the inside, I'm going to take you back up to a screen here, where you look at the inside of the trading window or the coin window for Matt. There are all these different things, all of these different triggers and parameters that can be adjusted. Well, Peter did an amazing training just this past Monday to help explain some of the idea behind how Matt is programmed, how he works, what all of these different things mean, why you might want to use them if you ever want to use them. And so those trainings are available. We have those training calls on Monday evening. And again, the community is available through our Telegram group.
Thank you so much for answering my questions, David.
Thank you, Andrew, for asking.
You're welcome.
David, Barry wants to know, what is the minimum investment that is required to get started?
So the minimum required investment is $150. That's your investment for the piece of software, for Matt to go to work for you. Now, you've got to give Matt something to work with. You've got to give him some funds to trade on your behalf. And because Matt works with a martingale strategy, and because we're in a volatile market in cryptocurrency where we have these huge ups and downs, you want to give him enough that he's able to scoop up the deals and then return back profits as the market goes up and down. So the company recommends $1,000 as a starting point for your account. Separate from that, we also recommend that you put at least $50 in a reserve account so that Matt can pull from his commissions. So all in all, what we recommend, what you'll need to have if you wanted to get started at a minimum, is about $1,200. And again, the more money you put into your exchange account, the more you're going to see those profits return over time, because the more Matt's able to pick up those deals. So I hope that's an answer to your question. Somewhere around $1,200 is a great starting point.
So Mike wants to know, and this is a great question, are you seeing better results with a wider diversity of coins traded? So for example, 3 or 4 coins as opposed to 8 or 10?
Another great question. I don't know that I'm the best person to answer that question. I can only tell you what I've seen and experienced so far. The number of coins that you trade is going to be primarily relative to the amount of funding in your account. And again, I'm not the expert to answer this. So Peter, I'm gonna ask you if you're around to unmute yourself and jump in at any time. But
I'm here.
There you go. Peter, would you like to take that question?
Sure. I'm experimenting quite a bit with the bot, and I've noticed a lot of promising results based on having more coins. That means that you should have a good enough size account to be able to handle the drawdowns on multiple coins. So having a diversity of coins does help quite a bit, because even if a couple of coins are stuck in trades, you have the other ones that are cycling and creating profit. So diversification is key. Having 2 or 3 coins, you may get stuck and you may not have a profitable day, but overall, your coins will cycle. You just got to wait for the market to go up. So yes, the answer is more diversification in coins will help, but you should have enough of an account size to handle all the drawdowns and covers that we have to produce in the cycles. You guys doing a fantastic job. This is a phenomenal presentation, guys. Way to go.
Hey, Peter, if you can stay on, just this next question, it seemed like it could relate to you. In paying Matt from the reserve account, is there a setting to make sure that it replenishes itself such that Matt can always be paid, or do we have to monitor to make sure that we replenish it manually from the reserve account?
Yes, you have to monitor it. Just make sure that it stops trading when it's at $10 or less. So make sure you have 40 to 50 in there at all times. But then again, if you're recruiting and bringing people into the program, as soon as they sign up with their bot, you automatically earn $45, and that goes right into your reserve account. So if you do it that way, you never have to replenish if you're constantly bringing people into the system. But keep an eye on the assets. Make sure there's at least 30 to 40 in there to be comfortable. I recommend 50 at all times. So just make sure you monitor that every now and then. You'll know if your reserves are going down, because if you're accumulating $200, $250 in profit, that's roughly $50 that Matt has to take out. So be aware of that number when you're earning money in your pot.
Charles, or rather here, have a couple questions. So, I mean, how long has Matt been in existence? Like, who's in? Might be a little technical, maybe proprietary. You can't get behind it. Like, who's behind the development of it, and how does it compare to, like, say, like the eToros and those type of platforms?
Yeah, fantastic question. So Matt was designed by a company that's been around since 2007. The technology has been in development for the last few years. It's an evolution from bots in Forex. Bots are very, very common and have been in the Forex space for a long, long time. In terms of how does Matt compare to other bots? So what we should know is that Matt isn't the only or the first bot on the market to trade cryptocurrency. What makes Matt really, really special is it's user friendly. If you look at other bots that are on the market, you either have to know programming language like Python, or you have to know the market in order to set up the parameters in that bot. You've got to program the bot yourself. And then you've got to know what you're programming and what you're watching for. And so bots are typically designed for more advanced traders. They're not designed for a beginner to jump into the market and then kind of set it and forget it. So what's really unique about Matt AI is that it allows a person who has never traded, who doesn't understand the market necessarily, and give them a tool that allows them to get in without getting hurt, because Matt will never, ever, ever make a losing trade. And Carlos, I think Carlos has a question. You got your hand up. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. There you go.
Hey, how you doing? So this is Carlos. Good. Great presentation. Thank you so much for your time and courtesy. Also, I will tell you this. I want to say two things. Today is my 8th day. So I completed a week yesterday, but as of a few minutes ago, like I made $150. So I paid my robot the first
Oh,
week.
wow.
So I feel amazing. It's like the robot is already paid for in the first week. So I literally have goosebumps as I tell you this, because I'm excited. And I told my friends I would do this for a couple of weeks and then introduce it to them. Just as you said, I want to make sure that it's safe and for my friends and family. And I already want to do that. I told people a month, but I'm going to just do it next week because it's just been really,
Yeah, right.
really good. That's about it. I just want to, reassure anybody else is new. I was new a week ago and I'm definitely a believer. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlos. We appreciate you being on the call. Appreciate your story.
David, if you just touch base real quick on what Carlos just said, how the company is in alignment with our own, make more money
Sure.
they make than more they make.
Yeah, for me, whenever I look at a business or a business opportunity, one of the most important things I want to know is how does the company make money? And is the way they make money ethical, legal, and is it in alignment with good business principles? And what I love about Matt AI is that I clearly see how they make money. There's a small entry fee or a subscription fee of $150, but the real money is made by sharing in the success of Matt AI doing what he does. That 20% commission, the company keeps a portion of it, and a large portion of it gets paid back out into the field to the members who are referring others. So it's in the company's best interest to make sure that we have the best performing bot, because the better it performs, the more money it makes for us, the more money it makes for us, the more money it makes for the company. So we all win. It's a win-win-win situation. And I love that about this company, is that nobody gets hurt, everybody wins. The barrier to entry is super low. And if you want to share this with people, the rewards can be absolutely amazing. All right, guys, it is the top of the hour. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. If we have no more questions, we're going to call it a night. And if you have any questions that pop up after this, please get back to the person that invited you here. If you'd like to be a part of the MattBot community, let me be the first to welcome you. And I hope to see you in our Telegram group and on calls like this and on trainings. And I look forward to building amazing teams with each of you that are building with us. Have a good evening, everybody.